The evening started off bright, full of laughter and warm lights. It was a company party, held at a cozy restaurant where everyone knew each other. My husband, Daniel, had come along even though he wasn't much of a social person. He preferred quiet nights at home, but I convinced him to come, promising it would just be a fun, light evening. At first, everything was fine. We mingled, talked to friends, and clinked glasses. Daniel smiled politely, but I could tell he was slightly uncomfortable. As the night went on, people started joking and teasing, as parties often go. A few of my co-workers gathered around me, and we began talking playfully. One of them, Mark, made a silly joke about how I was the life of every meeting, and I responded in a teasing tone, laughing it off. Everyone laughed, even me, but I didn't notice Daniel's expression from across the room. To me, it was harmless. To him, it was something else entirely. After another drink, the atmosphere grew more relaxed, and I found myself chatting freely with the group. I wasn't flirting, not intentionally at least, but I did laugh a bit too easily, maybe leaned in too closely to hear a joke. I didn't think much of it. When I turned to where Daniel had been sitting, his chair was empty. I assumed he'd gone to the restroom or to take a call, so I continued the conversation, unaware that something much deeper had already been broken. Half an hour passed, and I realized he still hadn't come back. I checked my phone. No message, no missed call. I excused myself and searched around the restaurant. His coat was gone. His drink, half finished, sat abandoned on the table. My heart started to race. I called him, but it went straight to voicemail. That's when the laughter around me started to sound hollow. I left the party immediately, rushing into the cold night, scanning the parking lot. His car wasn't there. The emptiness of that moment hit harder than any argument could have. He hadn't just stepped outside to cool off, he had left. Without a word. Without a look back. That night, I sat in our bedroom waiting, phone clutched in my hands. Hours passed. Midnight. 2 in the morning. Still nothing. I replayed every second of that party in my mind. Every laugh, every glance, every small moment that might have seemed disrespectful to him. What was meant to be playful suddenly felt cruel in hindsight. I realized how easily something innocent could look like betrayal when trust is fragile. He didn't come home that night. The next morning, I found a short message from him. It said, I needed to walk away before I said something I'd regret. That was it. No anger, no accusation, just quiet disappointment. It hurt more than shouting ever could. Days turned into weeks. I tried calling him again and again, but he didn't respond. I reached out to his brother, his friends. No one knew much. He had taken some time off work and gone to stay somewhere out of town. I wanted to explain, to tell him that I never meant to disrespect him, that my laughter was never for anyone else. But silence became his answer every time. Eventually, a letter arrived. His handwriting, steady, clear. He wrote that he still loved me, but something had broken that night. You didn't cheat, he wrote, but you forgot I was standing right there. That line tore through me. I hadn't realized how invisible I must have made him feel while I tried to look like I was having fun. I wanted to fix things, to make him see how sorry I was. I stopped going out, avoided company gatherings, and spent my evenings alone, hoping one day he might walk through the door. But he never did. Instead, I had to learn the hardest lesson, that sometimes, it's not betrayal that ends a marriage, but small moments of neglect that pile up until someone can't take it anymore. Months later, I heard from a mutual friend that Daniel had moved to another city. He was doing better, starting fresh. I couldn't even be angry. He deserved peace, even if it wasn't with me. I kept his last message saved, the one that said he hoped I'd learn to see the difference between playful and painful. I read it often, not as a wound, but as a reminder. Looking back now, I understand that respect is more fragile than love. It takes only one careless moment to make someone feel small. I didn't cheat, I didn't lie, but I failed to protect his heart in a room full of people. And when he stood up and walked away, I didn't just lose my husband. I lost the person who once believed I'd never make him feel that way. The party ended long ago, but that night still echoes in my memory. His empty chair, his untouched drink, the cold air outside when I realized he was gone. I was talking playfully at the party, yes. But the laughter stopped the moment I understood he wasn't coming back. And ever since, silence has been my only companion.